A thank you to those who sent me this story. They saw it relatively quick, and I heard about it, and they was like, "Well, did you hear about the woman that jumped off the Niagara Falls with her kids?" And I was like, "No, I didn't hear about that." But I'm just like, what is going on with these people? So it's like a lot of times what I want to do is really kind of look at the circumstance and just kind of give my opinion about what I think happened. But I'm definitely going to have some opinions about this. I think it's overall selfish. But before we get into the details, let me give you a disclaimer if you've never been here before. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. And I'm getting this particular story from channel2now.com. So thank you for the article. And these were beautiful little kids. And I ended up finding these actual children much later. Like I almost wasn't even able to find them. But I was still going to tell the story either way it goes. A heartbreaking tragedy unfolded at Niagara Falls State Park on October the 28th of 2024 when a 33-year-old woman, so she's not a child, she's not young, none of that. She's old enough to know. Chianti or Chianti means Chianti, and I don't even know that that's her real name because I found her name on Facebook as something completely different. Let me see if I can find that. Diamond Scott is the name that she was going by on Facebook. But Chianti means, and her two young children who were 9-year-old Roman Rossman, who is the boy on the right-hand side, handsome young man, and 5-month-old Mecca means. And I like that name, Mecca. That's a beautiful little angel. And they fell to their deaths, and it was not accidental. The family bypassed safety barriers and entered a restricted area on Goat Island. Despite extensive security measures in place at the park, the family managed to access the dangerous area. I'll have some opinions about that. We'll come back to it. That's the biological father. We'll come back. That's one of the biological fathers, actually. 1 out of 2. We'll come back to that. New York State Police are investigating the incident and have determined that the deaths were intentional. Y'all look at those screenshots also. However, the specific motivations behind the tragic act remain unclear. Under the pseudonym Chianti means express feelings of loneliness, frustration, and desire for love and family. Her post revealed a troubled mind with references to past relationships and a longing for connection. The exact circumstances leading to the tragic incident are still under investigation, and I don't care what she was going through, postpartum, whatever excuses people want to give her, guess what? I don't give a shit. I'm tired of people being grown as hell, independent, my body, my choice, but yet they continue to keep affecting innocent lives like this, and there cannot be any more excuses to do crap like this. Trying to write a message back. Now, the exact circumstances are still under investigation, just so you guys know. Now, the person that you guys saw, the man, let's go back to him for a second. This guy, this is Chianti or Chianti's husband by the name of Jeff Witt, W-I-T. According to sources close to the family, he was reportedly told to do something extreme like jumping from Niagara Falls. I have no idea how that even relates to this, but that's what they wanted people to know. The incident has raised serious concerns about safety protocols at the park and the need for increased vigilance to prevent future tragedies. So here's the thing. And also they said if you're struggling with suicidal thoughts, you can dial the 24-hour a day, 7-day a week National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 988 or go to suicidepreventionlifeline.org. If you ask me, stupid is as stupid thugs. I just think that if you're just a stupid person, you're going to do stupid things. It don't matter how many barriers you put up there. She was going to find a way to kill herself and these kids. Let me say that again. No matter what barriers you put up, safety protocols, you could put up an electric fence, you could put up a freaking Trump wall. They're going to find a way around the damn thing if their intention is to try to hurt themselves or their children. You can't fix stupid. You can't fix somebody who's got these emotional issues, but yet they keep wanting to create children, right? Now, you guys saw that I said a minute ago, let me make sure I get this right. Let me make sure I get these ages right. Her son is 9 years old. 9 years old should be plenty enough to let her know, hey, having children is a difficult thing to do. Being a parent is a difficult thing to do. So if it's that difficult and you struggle so much emotionally, why would you go, your body, your choice, and go make another kid that you probably couldn't even take care of the first one properly? Let alone that, we're also going to have to talk about these damn screenshots and this woman being desperate for a man, right? And that's a horrible place to be in. To be desperate for somebody's attention is a horrible place to be in. And I just think that she's attention starved. And I'm not really willing to blame this on whatever man that she's dealing with, because they probably realized, oh, after sleeping with her, this woman's crazy. But by then, it's too late. It's too late to get away. Let's take a look at this first one. I'm going to put this on the big screen. This is coming from her Facebook page under the name of Diamond Scott. So Chianti means, I don't know which one is her real name, but this is her. I wish someone would love me because the man that's supposed to does not. And before that, or after that, she wrote, everyone, please leave me alone. I'm in love with my daughter's father. So that's the most recent man, which means that she got multiple baby daddies. Different dads. I want my family back. Respectfully, I don't give a F what I said about him before or what anyone thinks. Let me say that again. She said, I don't care what I said about him before or what anyone thinks. Caring is the problem. C-A-R-I-N-G. Caring is the problem. And too many of these people think that I don't give a F, and you think that's the correct way to feel about things. It's not. Because then it turns people off to you. People don't want to be around you. You got a shitty attitude. You're not a good person. You're out of shape. You're not really that cute, right? You got a lot of things that are working against you. The least you can do is be a pleasant person. And it's so funny how I'm not going to excoriate all of my sisters, right? But I'm going to say that too many of us in our community, in the black community, the simplest thing for us to fix is our attitudes, and we refuse to do it. We wear this badass attitude like a badge of honor and think that people want to deal with that shit. Right? And it's always a big ass smack in the face when you're pushing 30 and 40 years old, when you're starting to feel your mortality, when you're starting to realize that, oh, okay, you know, my natural body's gestation period is about to end by the age of 40 years old, and I won't be able to have any more kids. At least I'll be high risk. Start to feel that mortality, and then you realize, life is really short. I've wasted all my 20s. I've wasted all my teenage years. I've wasted a lot of my 30s over acting a damn fool, thinking I could be out here hot girl summer all goddamn night and all goddamn day. Right? And I want to show y'all those pictures also. I want to show y'all how obsessed this woman is with attention or obsessed with herself. This is from her Facebook page. So clearly I have a lot to say about this. I looked through every picture that I could personally find on her Facebook page, and these were all I were able to find was pictures of her and none of her children. I found her pictures from whole other websites. Now that don't mean that maybe because the page is private, maybe some of the pictures got changed, maybe some of the posts got taken down. But all I saw was a bunch of pictures of her and nothing else. I would just think that at some point, if you're a good parent, a good person, you would have pictures of your kids on there from time to time. Unless you're just a very private person. Let me also show you how desperate she is for a man that clearly she has turned off. Also, another thing that a lot of these young women don't do. What's up, Phoenix? How are you? Another thing that these young women don't do very well is taking care of their hygiene. That's another thing that is very, very prevalent among the black community with our sisters. Hashtag not all, but too many of our sisters have no gynecologist. All right? I'm just saying, the funky box could prevent a man from wanting to be with you, ma'am. I'm just saying. She wrote this on October 27th, which wasn't that long ago. Unfortunately for everyone who want to get with me, my body only craves one person. If that is not a conceited bitch, I don't know what is. She said, unfortunately for everybody that wants to get with me, but yet she's walking around looking like a sad loaf of bread right here, right? Maybe some of y'all think this is cute. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe I'm just picky as hell. Where's that other picture of her? Maybe some of y'all like this right here. With this crap pasted on the top of her head. Like it just looked like she probably ain't watched that stuff in a while. Most of them don't. They gotta sew and paste this stuff on the top of their head. It was one picture. I don't think I saved it in here. That's more like what she actually looks like. Right there. Real plain Jane. Not to say that she's ugly, but I'm just saying she ain't the top of the food chain. When it comes to for everybody that wants to get with me. She's a narcissist. Thank you, Dre. I'm just saying. And somebody at the bottom wrote, it's crazy how many of y'all are defending her. She murdered her children. She was aware and sane. She would never be reunited with those babies because she was spending eternity in hell. So it sounds like somebody who watches my channel. So shout out to the person by the name of Nikki. Shout out to you. Because that sounds like my words. I got a couple more screenshots. Let's take a look at this. We're going to keep going. And I'm going to keep bashing her, y'all. She wrote this on October 1st. You have to hold on to the ones you love. Never know when you might lose them. Again, funky attitudes make people not want to be around you. I wish someone would love me because the man that's supposed to does not. I would blame yourself, ma'am. On October 21st, recent, she wrote, imagine having a baby with the person you dream about. Somebody at the bottom wrote, then why did you kill yours? Very, very selfish. Here's another one on October 28th. For my baby daddy, I do all the time. And they said, and she was sharing a post that says, imagine having a girl that likes to suck on a man's privates and buy you stuff. Simple-minded ass broad. Do I have one more? Let me see if I got one more. We'll move on to the news stories here in just a second. Ah, look at this. Look at what she wrote about her kid. Didn't even post a picture of the baby. But she wrote, "And my beautiful daughter. And my daughter beautiful. And my daughter beautiful." That sounds like she's taking credit for that rather than actually giving her daughter an actual compliment. But I digress. Let me give you guys the fair usage. I only got 2 news videos. Here we go. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. I'm just saying, ladies, I'm going to just warn y'all, in the Trump era, them bad attitudes ain't going to get you very far for those who have the bad attitudes and think you can just do whatever you want to do, behave however you want to behave, and just think that a man is just going to sit there and just deal with it. No. Clearly her baby daddy and her previous baby daddy was like, nope, I'm out. I ain't got to sit here and deal with this. Screw it. Take my child support, but I'm out. Y'all would do me a favor, leave a comment in the comment section. Some of y'all might have some thoughts. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Hit that thumbs up. Let's listen. Here we go.
And our top story tonight is 6. A mother and her 2 children are dead tonight after police say they went over a guardrail and into the rapids over Niagara Falls. Good evening. I'm Scott Levin.
And I'm Mary Alice Demler. 2 on your side's Andy Payton is live in Niagara Falls with the latest details from state police. Andy.
Scott and Mary Alice, the why is something that state police are still really struggling with right now as this investigation continues. It all happened just over my shoulder here on Luna Island, right along those safety rails there. State police telling us just within the past few hours here that they do believe that this was intentional. They think that the mother and her 2 kids here purposely went over the falls there. And we also know that this all started around 9 p.m. on Monday when the mother, 33-year-old Chianti Means, and her 2 kids, one 9 years old and the other just 5 months old, crossed over that safety railing at Luna Island, a small island here, as you just saw, by the popular tourist attraction Cave of the Winds. Authorities are still investigating the circumstances of how.
And again, I want to make a point. Let me back this up like a U-Haul truck just for a second. Y'all see this railing here? They're saying that maybe they need to institute more safety protocols. If you ask me, I'd say no. No, you don't. You've got plenty. Stupid is as stupid does. I think that if somebody wants to commit suicide, they're going to do it anyway. Putting up taller, stronger, thicker barriers ain't going to make a difference. If people want to be stupid, they're going to find ways to be stupid. I just think they've done enough. And stop sitting here feeling guilt behind people just doing stupid crap. They don't need to change nothing about their safety protocols. This is just a stupid mother that shouldn't have had kids.
Authorities are still investigating the circumstances of how all this went down, and they say they may never know more.
And I want y'all to think about this also. You notice how she didn't leave the kids to the custody of none of the family members or the baby dads. Y'all think about that? Think about how selfish she is, that she didn't even love her children enough to give them a chance. 9 years old and 5 months old. Did not love them at all to give them a chance. Go live with your father and let me go hurt my own self without involving the children that I love dearly. No, she said, I'm going to be selfish, I'm going to be hurtful, and I'm going to hurt them because I feel some type of way. If you ask me, that's the epitome of a selfish bitch.
More than they do right now, but given the situation, we pressed them on if they're classifying this as a murder by suicide. Take a listen to this.
We don't want to say that outright, but it's I would say very close to that. We don't have enough definitive information to totally go with that. but also we don't like to assume when it comes to police work. We like to have it's either this or it's this. So right now we're in that gray area of it could be, but very much might not be.
Now, we're also told no arrests have been made, and at this time, this is not a criminal investigation. Police do tell us, though, that the family has been very cooperative throughout this process and are really now just trying to find some closure for them. And that's why, as we speak, there are still rescue crews in the waters below us here trying to find any remains. But Scott and Mary Alice, 48 hours into this search, they still have not found anything. Really.
And that's wild to think that that place is water rushes so quickly and it's so dangerous. They still ain't even found the bodies as of yet. That's a wild thought to think.
Just a tragic situation here in the Falls. We'll, of course, have more tonight at 11. But for now, live and on your side in Niagara Falls, Andy Payton, Channel 2 News.
Boy, you hate to hear these stories.
Good evening. I'm Leah Lando, live in Niagara Falls. We thank you for joining us. Unfortunately, we begin with information about a terrible tragedy that police say happened right here Monday night. They tell me a mother intentionally went over the falls, bringing with her her 2 young children. Their bodies have not been recovered. I'm going to show you where they say this happened. We've learned it happened on Luna Island. Now, that's an area connected to Goat Island inside Niagara Falls State Park. It's just a short distance from where I am right now. Police tell us 33-year-old Chianti Means, her 9-year-old, and her 5-month-old went over a safety guardrail and then over the falls. This was on around 9 p.m. Monday, and they heard from numerous witnesses over the past 48 hours. Multiple police agencies have been involved in the search. Authorities have been spotted in the park in marked vehicles and the state police helicopters and in the water below the falls where they're searching. As of tonight, we're told the bodies have not been recovered. And while this tragedy remains under investigation, state police telling me that they have yet to uncover a possible explanation.
Everyone always says, is there a red flag, or was there a warning, right? We don't see that here. We don't see that warning or that red flag or that indicator that would assume that things have taken a very, long-term turn for the worst. So either something happened suddenly, or that's the spotty area that we're not quite sure right now. The best we can do for the families is to, down the road, recover the bodies if we can, and at least have that closure for the family. The why is going to be a very difficult question for us to ask.
Yeah, still early on in the investigation, and Trooper O'Callahan says that the children have different fathers. They tell me both men are cooperating with authorities and have been helpful in the investigation.
Everyone in the family that we've contacted, even the fathers of the children, have been very cooperative. They've been very forward with us with all information, and actually because...
See, a lot of times, here's what I'm thinking, Dre. Dre is thinking, I get what you're saying, like that maybe they didn't read the Facebook post. Oh, I think they know the motive, but a lot of time it's like they try not to speak on it. They try not to be the ones to put it out there. But with stuff like social media, it's easy for us to pick that up really quick. Like, that's not something we got to wait, days and months to find out. Like, we find out damn near the same day that we hear about something going on. So, yeah, I think they know. It's just that we know as quick as they know because we, was able to look at our Facebook page. I think that's all it is. I think they're just probably following protocol to just not speak on the motive yet. But I think they know.
Because of that, we're able to kind of speed this up quite a bit on our investigative end.
He says officers are interviewing witnesses who were here the night this happened. That was Monday night around 9 p.m. They heard from several people. There are also several cameras around the park here. They're looking at that as well in the investigation. And back here live, you're looking at a live picture of where police say that this happened. There has been a lot of talk about mental health today as well. While it's still early on, they don't know what led to this. That is something that we are talking about. And Maki Becker, my colleague, is just feet away from where I am with more on that. Maki.
Leah, Leah, if you've ever visited Niagara Falls State Park, you've probably seen one of these blue crisis services poles. And in each of these poles, there's a phone. And these phones connect you to a crisis hotline 24 hours a day. I spoke this afternoon with members of the Niagara County Department of Mental Health, and they shared the message with me that no one should ever feel helpless. There's always help on the other side of the line. They also emphasized you do not have to be in a state of crisis to seek out help.
So we have the phones that are available in 5 different points at the state park. They're at the Rapids, the Prospect Point, Three Sisters, Luna Island, and Terrapin Point. So if someone is experiencing a crisis, they're contemplating anything about ending their life or just needing some additional support to work through, they can pick up those phones and it dials right into our Niagara County Crisis Services or the 988 line, which we are affiliated with and we do answer.
Many of our callers called just to ask questions. They've been feeling anxious, but they're not necessarily in a state of crisis. They've been having some symptoms of depression, or they're seeing something in a loved one. So certainly people are able to reach out and ask those questions long before things get to a crisis stage.
And that's okay.
That's perfectly okay.
So Laura Kellerman tells me that the hotline gets about 2,000 phone calls every month, and most of those are from people who just need some help. Leah?
Yeah, police here also telling me that they respond to multiple calls about mental health issues as well, and we want to share some important resources for you.
She didn't have mental health. She was just desperate for attention. No more excuses for people hurting, murdering, and abusing children. That's got to go. In 2025, we're going to start the year off right by saying there is no more mental illness when it comes to hurting, murdering, or abusing children. There just has to be punishment. That's it. There are actions. They just have to be punished.
There are numbers that you can call to talk to somebody if you or someone you love is struggling. We have all of this information as well on our website, WKBW.com, as the investigation continues into what led a mother to intentionally, according to police, go over the rails here and over the falls with her 2 young children continues. We will continue to update you. For now, I'm reporting live in Niagara Falls. Leah Lando, 7 News. Jeff.
Such a difficult and
could y'all imagine, and I want to put this into perspective, and I hope that nobody takes this the wrong way. Look, I think we've all been in relationships or dealt with people or even have sexual encounters where folks like, you know what, I missed that, I would love to have it again. And just for whatever reason, it's just not available to you anymore. That person might have moved on. Maybe they didn't like what you did. It could be anything, right? And that's people's right to be able to move on. But that does not give you the right to go hurt kids. I want y'all to think about this. Like, let's just say if I had a girlfriend and I miss my girlfriend, want to be back in a relationship with her, and she's just like, nope, I moved on. Like, that's the end of it. I didn't like you. I didn't like you. Let's just say like not making me a priority or not being consistent, right? Not being consistent. Just Jay is not consistent enough, and they decided to move on. Well, does that give me the right, because now I'm in a mentally ill state, that now that gives me the green pass to be able to do whatever the hell I want to children, to kids, to my kids, and they're supposed to be a bleeding heart for me. They're supposed to be sympathy for me. They're supposed to be this message of, we don't know what Judge Jay was going through, y'all. There would be no excuse for me. And my family that's left over would have to deal with that people are going to throw rocks at me and not throw flowers for doing what I did to my kids. So if it's going to be good on this side of things, what they say, what's good for the goose has to be good for the gander. Then if we're going to say that we're going to hold people accountable, then we have to hold all people accountable. Whether it be women, whether it be black women, this whole protected class thing is stupid. Got to do away with it. What did you say, Dre the Dream? No excuses in 2025. We're getting rid of all excuses. To those beautiful angels, let me get mom's stupid face off my screen. Those are just beautiful children that could have grown up to become anything. To Roman, Rossman, and Mecca Means, young souls, R.I.P. I just wish that your mom would have loved you enough to give them to the dad so that they can have an opportunity and grow up and become something great. That would have been nice. And let mom figure out whatever her issues are without harming those children. But for that, that's going to be a conclusion to this story. I don't think whether the father's participation or lack thereof is going to make a difference. So I think that's just going to wrap this story up. Leave a comment in the comment section and let me know what you think. I know I had a lot to say, but participate and let me know what you guys think. Thank you.